They just, I don't know. I don't think they were ready. I don't think they knew what they wanted to do anymore with me.
Mm.
It was kind of like, you get to that point, it's like, okay, what am I going to do now on that stuff? And it was just kind of a mutual thing at the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was wondering if your size was a factor because it seemed like everyone from, we'll call it the golden era of wrestling leading into 1992 disappeared. Everybody disappeared. And it felt like if you had muscles, they didn't want you around. And it
Well, it was because of the steroid thing that came up and all that stuff. That's what it came down to.
right.
That's basically what a lot of it was right there. A lot of it.
So at the time, the steroid trial clearly affected your business because, again, you were making WWF money, and suddenly they're like, "Hey, by the way, we don't want you on anymore because of steroid reasons." And we're not saying you're taking steroids, but that you look like you might be, so we don't want that to be a perception of, "Hey, this guy's taking steroids and he's on our show still." Because everyone got small. Everyone got small.
Yep, that's exactly what it was at the time. Yep.
So even in July 2016, you did join a class action lawsuit against the WWF over wrestlers being, injured, brain injuries during their tenure there. Why did you join this? Because I've talked to Ken Patera, I've talked to many people about this situation of why they joined, but why did you join this class action lawsuit?
Mostly just because I've had a lot of bad problems with headaches and that stuff. The memory's not the same anymore as it was. Just issues like that and that stuff. That it slows you down. It's just kind of it makes you mad. It's just kind of embarrassing sometimes, because you're just of what you've done in your life and that stuff, and then all of a sudden something like this, it's hard. And there could have been precautions like the precautions they have today. They got so many precautions in place now and that stuff.
Oh yeah.
Back then we didn't have nothing and we just kept going. If you got a concussion, you just kept going. There was no break. There was no nothing because we didn't have contracts back then. We were paid nightly. So if you didn't work, you weren't paid. So we had to do what we had to do to try to keep going and that stuff. It was very tough.
Now I wonder if the situation was a little different because in today's world, say you have a drug issue, doesn't matter if you work there or you did work there, they send you to rehab, they get you pay for that stuff.
Right.
The brain injuries, they didn't have. This is just me spitballing. Maybe they didn't know the exact facts. Like I know this case was taking place in Connecticut, so that doesn't look good on you. Trying,
Yeah.
just because
Right.
of where it's happening. It's not really the
Sure.
best idea to have a court case there, though. Unfortunately, that happens. Now, brain injuries happen with a lot of wrestlers, but do you think someday that the WWE will realize, oh, wait, CTE, brain injuries, like there's a lot more happening that we're aware of that maybe we could have? Because you're saying you don't work, you don't get paid. Is there
Right.
anyone forcing you to work when you're injured? Or are you like, hey, my arm really hurts, but I got to get paid?
Uh, that's kind of a fine line there.
Mm,
Um, that you got to work to get paid, but at the same time, they want you to be out there working too and that stuff. It's a catch-22. It's a very tough thing. It's a hard question to answer. It really is.
well, at the same time, you don't want to be having brain issues as you're discussing right now. In today's world, you're saying some moments are embarrassing to you because of these injuries. And you said you didn't have a contract, and I think maybe that's the only issue in these court cases where they can just look. You might be right, completely right, but it's like, oh well, you didn't technically work for us, so that's on the unfortunate nature of this probably lawsuit with a lot of wrestlers I've talked to who were involved with this. I have kind of the same issue, like, well, you help all these other people, why can't you help me a little bit? I don't know, like the fine line of being forced to work but wanting to get paid, obviously that's food on your table for your family, for you.
Right. Right. And the thing is, too, you didn't want to miss working because, if you miss too much in that stuff, because of something like that, they could say, hey, we don't need you anymore. Boom, you're done. You're out of a job. We'll just get somebody else out there.
Right.
So it's very tough. It's very tough.
Now, I wonder if that's the carrot in front of the horse type situation where that's how they got a lot of people to keep on working while injured to say, well, that's a great warlord, but I got a muscly guy over here too. Like maybe you should go out there and work and stop being a little baby. It's like, I have a concussion. Like, hello.
Yeah. Yeah. It was like that. And that's like I say, if you can't perform, you can't do it. We'll just find somebody that's got more oil than you and we'll put them out there and let them go.
Now,
And then pretty soon.
Did someone actually
Appreciate
say these things to you or no?
No, they never said that. But
But it was, you know,
perceptive that way. Yes.
yeah, okay.
Perception.
It's like, oh, you can have the day off. Sure. But that sure is saying like it's
It'll
something
get back to
underneath it.
Vince. It'll get back to Vince quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh, Warlord's a baby. He's hard to work with because he wants to go to, take a day off to relax his two broken legs.
Yep.